Greetings, welcome back to Airgoons. After we've started up our Tomcat, we're just waiting on our Rio, Mr. Jester, to go ahead and put in his waypoints and all that stuff, and he's going to tell you that we are ready to taxi. Now your human Rio will also do the same thing, because there's a very important thing you must do.
Ready to taxi.
There he goes, he told me we're ready to taxi. This over here is your parking brake. You do not want to take this off while you are aligning, so do not disengage it like that until the Rio says you are ready to taxi. So we take the parking brake off, and we're going to engage our nose wheel steering. The default binding for that is the keyboard button N, November, but I have it bound to my stick, so I'm going to go ahead and push that, and if you look over here, you're going to see a light come on. NWS engaged. So our nose wheel steering is engaged. So since we're ready to taxi, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look, see where the hell I am. So I'm going to make a couple of lefts out of here. So I'm going to give it some throttle, and we'll start moving. And then once we cleared the hangar, you can go ahead and put your wings in auto. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So my wings are now coming up to their full front position. I'm also going to go ahead and press F, Foxtrot, for my flaps, and this is the flap indicator right here, so they are fully down now. And we're just going to go ahead and taxi to the runway, just like in every other plane you've ever flown. Follow the taxiway to the runway. Another thing I like to do before I take off is I like to turn on my Sidewinder cooling and my missile prep. So that way they're ready just in case I need them right when I take off. Some servers you'll find that you might need that. Plus it's also handy because then you won't forget it, and then when you start an engagement, oh, your stuff's not ready to be fired. So I do that. So here's our runway. I'm going to go ahead and pull onto it. Normally I would start up the Walkman that comes with the F-14, but I have my own playlist of copyrighted music, so I'm going to forego that. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply my brakes. We are cleared for takeoff. What we're going to do is hold the brakes in. Since it's a land-based takeoff, I'm going to push the throttle all the way forward. Once we start rolling, I'm going to let go of the brakes. Once we get up to about 50 knots or so, I'm going to disengage the nose wheel steering. And if you look down here, this is our speed indicator. That looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and gently pull back on the stick, take off. We're going to hit G for golf to bring up our landing gear. I'm going to hit left shift F to bring up the flaps, and that's all there is to it. Another thing I like to do right after takeoff, if you look down here, this is your autopilot. I'm going to go ahead and engage it, and I'm going to put this right here, the heading ground track, up to heading, and that's going to stabilize my aircraft. So if I push down, it'll stabilize at 5 because that's where I let go of it at. If I push down even more and let go, it'll stay right there. If I enter a bank, it'll hold that bank angle, all that good stuff. And that's how you take off in the F-14. One last thing before we go, I always like to change this little hydraulic switch from takeoff landing to flight. Now when you put your landing gear back down, this little hook right here will go ahead and automatically put that back down to takeoff landing. So you don't need to worry about that after you flip it up the first time. That's all there is to it, taking off, and you have a great day.